Top of the morning to you. Welcome to the Breakdown Newspaper Review on 32 FM 94.9. It's 3 minutes gone past 6 o'clock this Tuesday morning. Today, 12th of October 2021. Thank you for joining us on today's edition. My name is Bimisola Shuyemi.
Good morning to you and thank you for joining us. I am Olutayo Ogwade. We go straight to the papers.
Yes, I have a main Daily Post and Punch newspapers, and I'll kick off with some headlines from Daily Post. Sanwo-Olu directs police team to protect BRT Lagos transport assets. Outcry as bad state of Numa Jalingo Road serves as gateway to hoodlums, frustrates economic growth. Killing of soldiers, devilish persons at work. Unsuka local government disowns trending video. Reverting to gas will solve 90% of Nigeria's fuel problem. Amino, director of NGEP. Also from Daily Post, low-income countries' debt rose to $860 billion in 2020. That's from the World Bank. Osun governor signs violence against persons bill into law. And NSAS police warning against Lagos protests and invitation to anarchy, Festus Ogun. And Ekiti, Fayemi signs mental health service bill into law. Still on NSAS, police warn against anniversary protest in Osun. Okay, erect road signs, warnings to prevent death of motorists on Ibadan-Isenyi Road. Akonde tells FRC and others. Police issue stern warning against anniversary protest. That's regarding NSAS as well. Police confirm attack on station in Adamawa. And we've lost deep-rooted community leader. Buhari sympathizes with Sarki over mother's death. Don't be used by APC to torment opposition parties. PDP, LP tells Ogun News CP. 2023, only God can take my life. Give power. That's from Tinubu. Kwara School, Muslim students deserved punishment. Murik. There is agitation in military and police. Mbaka reveals solution to banditry. And finally from Southeast killings, swear oath you are not responsible. IPOB challenges Uzodinma.
From Premium Times, Pandora Papers, CSO asks Nigerian government to go after culpable persons. Alleged 6.9 billion naira fraud. Court fixes date for to resume former Ekiti Governor Fauci's trial. Let me take that again. Alleged 6.9 billion naira fraud. Court fixes date to resume former Ekiti Governor Fauci's trial. COVID-19 data review how Moderna, Pfizer prioritize profiteering at expense of poor nations. Buhari approves 13.3 billion naira for takeoff of community policing initiative. Ogunbodede speaks a closure, reopening of university. Let's see some more from Premium Times. Oshibajo criticizes CBN's forex policy. Umahi's ex-aide arrested for alleged hate speech slums, rushed to hospital. Still from there, ex-governors, ex-minister, others kept 117 billion naira assets in two tax-haven banks. God can give power to anyone he wishes. Tinubu, while we're implementing asset declaration of bank executives, EFCC, whereabouts of Zamfara monarch are known 30 days after abduction. Anti-open grazing, it doesn't make sense to enact law without enforcement. Nigerian governor.
All right, let's take a look at Punch newspaper. States lament deductions, demand probe, subsidy rises to 8.2 billion naira daily. Experts differ as Oshibajo says exchange rates artificially low. Lagos nurses kick against 20,000 naira demand for retirement celebration. Ijaz will support a detribalized candidate for president, INC. Why Nigeria shunned debt service payment suspension, World Bank. 250 investors lament as 20 billion naira agro-business scheme promoted by Nollywood actors collapses. Security situation today better than 2015, says Adeshina. Methodist prelate proposes 25,000 naira legacies for repentant Boko Haram and bandits. And this one from the Metro side. NDLEA retiree abducted over drug suspect's arrest regains freedom. Assailants stab 42-year-old head teacher to death in Borno State. From the business side, budget, federal government allocates 4.2 billion naira to moribund Ajaokuta Steel. Work begins on 16.39 trillion naira budget. Senate panel gets documents today. And from politics angle, group PDP knock Buhari's aid over Emmanuel's alleged impending move to APC. PDP chairmanship, Northern governors split over Ghana, Shema, and Dankwambo. Why I want to govern Ekiti again, Shegun Uni. And Obaseki is saying, I will not accept any opposition in Edo PDP.
Some more from Daily Trusts. And my first headline there, again, Ganduje fires controversial ex-commissioner Mohazo Magaji. Again, Ganduje fires controversial ex-commissioner Mohazo Magaji. Another one here, EFCC, why we arrested DG of Kaduna Agency. Bandits demand cooked food as ransom amid biting hunger. EFCC officials storm Kaduna Development Agency, arrest DG. Benue, Borno IDP sacked by insecurity, fleeced by 8 workers. Retreat, minister sack looms as Buhari supervises appraisal. Further devaluation will worsen poverty, unemployment. Expert counters Oshibajo. 2022 budget, NFF proposes 641 million, 30 million naira for sporting activities, purchase of fixed assets. Constituents tackle Gbajabiamila over delay in declaring Maitala's seat vacant 6 months after. Imperatives of antenatal care for pregnant women. That you can also find from Daily Trust. Nigeria's debt service to revenue high. Additional. Why North should pick PDP presidential ticket? Senator Weye. APC Congress. Kano mandates drug test for contestants. Interest rates rising. What has changed? Ekiti 2022. I'm back to win. Shegun Oni. Female officer missing as gunmen raid Enugu police station.
All right, I'll take a few more from Vanguard newspaper. NSAS, Lagos, Oshun, police kick at Showere planned memorial protests. And violence worsens with killings in Imo, Enugu, panic in Umaya. Also, Anambra as metaphor for emergency rule in the southeast. That's an opinion article there. Unical approves creation of digital profiles of students. That's the VC speaking. Female students seek 35% appointments of women in Katsina education sector. And okay, on 2022 budget, manufacturers list bottlenecks, seek fiscal monetary policy synergy. UN says 15 dead in attempted migrant voyage from Libya. Sanwo-Olu establishes security team to enforce BRT, protect transport infrastructure. Clash, Imo lawmaker calls for ceasefire. Uzodinma condoles families of soldiers killed at Izombe, vows to arrest corporates. Another clash, Imo indigent military officer killed in Izombe clash. That's the government speaking there. And PDP, APC lobby Mimiko ahead of 2023 election. And finally, from air, defection group urges Senator Ernang to seek bipartisan partnership.
From the Guardian newspaper, Falana urges youth to engage in politics for better Nigeria. UNDP unveils post-COVID-19 support program for Imo, Abia State. 3 school children escaped death in Oshun auto crash. Okay, still from the Guardian. Police warned against NSAS anniversary protest in Lagos. Energy crisis set to push petrol, diesel prices above 350 naira per litre. We took this yesterday. Burkina Faso starts trial of alleged killers of left-wing idol Thomas Sankara. Okay, we observe a short break now. We will be back in a bit.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bi mí ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jowó tó tówó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tó nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
mú àlárere rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo airtel recharge and blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà. ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù december ọdún 2021 fún àlàyé síwájú sí testa 444*4#.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Scent of fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, not scent of fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so yes, I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I got confidence. Scent of fresh. The correct chewing gum, not scent of fresh. No darling with scent of fresh. Scent The Fresh Chewing Gum. Trust the freshness.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni. Ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò. Kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà ti gbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
Hello, we believe you're enjoying Titan Farms products like Titan Rice, Yam Flour, Rice Flour, Titan Oil, and others. Oh yes, with Titan Farms, there's always something more. Give your child the best gift by buying any of our lots at Titan Farms Estate, Opulent City, Monia, Idianyure, Regal Gardens, Soka, Cherry Court, Ilaji, and enjoy freebies like 500 blocks, 20 bags of cement, free survey, deed of assignment. That's not all. Here's the big deal. For every land you buy in your child's name at Titan Farms Estate, you can get a loan to sort your child's school fees if need be at no interest for up to 3 months. Yes, you heard me. No interest for 3 months. To enjoy this limited offer, quickly call 0906 007 9714 or visit Titan House opposite Motor Dealer Park, New Garage Road, Ibadan, or check us out on www.titanfarms.org.
Láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. Ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
Ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. Questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́ ó ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
Telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
Back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9 Break It On News Paper Review reaching live from our studio. We are live on YouTube 32 FM 949 Ibadan. Live on YouTube 32 FM 949 Ibadan. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning to you.
And my name is Bemisola Shoyemi.
Austin is here in the studio. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning, Tayo. Bemi, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Yes, I think this is a good place to start. There was an event yesterday where the president spoke, the secretary to the governments of the federation spoke, the vice president spoke, many people spoke, and just after that, somebody also spoke. Or just before that anyway, security situation today better than 2015. That's coming from Adesina. The special advisor to the president, Femi Adesina, has said that the Muhammadu Buhari regime has delivered quite well on its mandate to Nigerians. He said that the regime's performance was being assessed by an external neutral body and so far has been rated favorably.
Yes, I think Femi Adesina is deliberately being mischievous. That's the word. Is playing to the gallery. He compared the scenario of a a bomb blast that exploded. He said every cities in the country. That was false. That was not true. Even before 2015 or around 2015, of course, we had bomb blast explosion right in the city of Abuja. Not every city across the country. I don't think it is enough for Femi Adesina to just conclude by fiat that the security situation in Nigeria today is better than it was in 2015. How many cases of mass adoption do we have pre-2015, wherein students are kidnapped in large numbers, ransom is taken at will? It has really come to stay in Nigeria. What we had to contend with majorly at that particular point in time was the issue of insurgency, which has to do with Boko Haram terrorists, which at some point the government before the election had to push them to almost a standstill, especially in the northeastern part of the country. But today, the northwest have been so ravaged like never before in terms of insecurity. These are stark reality that we have to really contend with. How then can the government solve the situation if they believe that it's not as bad as it is being painted? They feel so strongly that it is the idea of some Nigeria to paint security situation in a bad light. How many of them can additional travel by road from Abuja to Ibadan? Yeah, these are the issue. You don't just stay and say, oh, because you work for the government, you must defend the government at all costs. Yes, we have cases of bomb explosion during those times, but the security situation in Nigeria today has degenerated. A lot of people have taken note of that we are in the worst time as far as insecurity is concerned in Nigeria. Cases of banditry or what have you was not as rampant as this during those times. And besides, it was because of the precarious security situation vis-a-vis the economic situation at that time that necessitated the popular mandate that was given to President Muhammadu Buhari. So it was supposed to improve on the situation by far. Go out there, interview Nigeria on the street. They will tell you how tense the environment is today.
Let me take this
No
story.
areas in the country is safe even as we speak right now.
Well, our families, friends of the abducted emir of Bungudu, Hassan Atairu, have expressed uncertainty over the fate of the monarch. Atairu, a first-class emir who holds the title of Sakin Fulani Bungudu, is a former secretary to the government of Zamfara State, was abducted on the 14th of September while traveling to Abuja. His police orderly was killed in the incident and another police officer was taken with the monarch.
Yes, now over 40 days, he's still 30 days or so, he's still in captivity. And there's even uncertainty. How many traditional rulers were adopted pre-2015? That's the situation. Was there any attack on
governors,
MDAs, governor? Under President Muhammadu Buhari, there was an attempt to adopt a governor, to kidnap a governor in Nigeria. We have seen a situation where traditional rulers now had to go on their knees in the camp of these bandits or kidnappers to beg for mercy, to send SOS to members of the public. So I think it is high time the government take responsibility, address the situation. You can tell us measure that is being put in place for the period under review, not to come and tell us cock and bull story that the security situation around that time is around now is better than that time.
If a special advisor to the president, in quotes, for the sake of emphasis, a special advisor to the president is talking like this, what kind of advice are we expecting him to give the president?
That's the issue. We are in this situation because those in authority feel that this is all about politics. They feel that the people just want to bring down the government at all costs, and that is not the situation. The current reality portends that there is high level of insecurity now in Nigeria more than ever before. That is what we are experiencing. Right. There is constant assault on senators and what have you in the country, traditional rulers. There is mass adoption of school children, assault on military formation, and somebody is coming out to tell us that, oh, bomb blasts don't explode like it used to explode. Between 2017 and 2019, we have had more of assaults against military formation, especially in the northeastern part of the country. I think around January last year alone, we have about 5 back-to-back attack against military formation. During Goodluck Jonathan era, of course, he had the shortcomings. Nobody is saying that the past administration was a saint compared to this. They had their flaws too. Every government in Nigeria had the opportunity to make Nigeria great. But unfortunately, we are in the situation where we find ourselves. During that time, we used to hear of soft target, if you don't forget, soft target. But today, we are having attack on military formations.
All right.
We have attack on the Nigeria Defense Academy.
Bandits in Beningwari local government area of Kaduna State are now demanding cooked food as ransom for kidnapped victims. The bandits were said to have retreated from attacking communities since the state government banned weekly market as part of measures to tackle insecurity in the state. You can see a picture here.
Yes, they need to survive to keep soul and body together. I'm delighted that the mayor is yielding some good results. Let the government sustain this tempo. You know, last week or about 2 weeks ago, we read of raw food. They are demanding raw food, spaghetti, macaroni, and what have you. Now, they are not even patient again because no time to even cook. So, they are demanding cooked food. They need to survive, which means that there is much heat on them. Let the government sustain the bombardment. Let them sustain the mayor. Every other non-military option that we can put on the table that will be far-reaching and give us the desired result, let us adhere to it strictly. So it's a good one that is coming from there. Let us leverage on this. Let us not get back to a level where they will continue to have upper hand. Right. Let us telecommunication has been shut down in some area. Of course, some people have protested. It's against fundamental human rights. Since we have been enjoying it as fundamental human rights and there have been bloodbath, there have been killing, assault, mass adoption and kidnapping here and there, what have we gained from them? So let us allow government a little bit of extra measure to put in place, because even the law makes provision for extraordinary measure to be put in place to address extreme cases of insecurity in our various community and domain. So the government is in order. Let there be collaboration. Let there be sustained measure and sustained bombardment, not to give them a breathing space. I believe we can win this war. The Nigerian military has the capacity to overrun this bad element, but government must show enough will. They must show enough courage to be able to stamp this out of our territory.
NSAS. Yesterday we had some state governments, of course, represented by the police commissioner, coming out to say that nobody should try to come out to protest on the 20th of October, marking the 1-year anniversary of NSAS. And Showore has been daring the police, saying that he would come out to protest. And I've seen a couple of Nigerian youths saying, because when this warning came yesterday, someone said, who told them he wanted to protest? Of course, there had been reports that there would be protest. Shiwara is there daring the police, and the police is saying, do not come out.
Yes, can Shiwara travel out of Abuja now? I don't know, because part of his bail condition is that he cannot travel out of Abuja, and he's not supposed to address large crowd. Yes, the police commissioner in Lagos came out expressly to warn members of the public. We must state it the way it is. The commissioner of police do not have any right under the law to prohibit lawful protests, peaceful protests at that. But let us also look at it on the flip side. There's this saying that experience is the best teacher. I don't think the kind of carnage that we experienced during last year NSAS protests, we are ready for a rerun of that carnage, because Lagos suffer the most. You know, the protest started peacefully, not until about 2 weeks or thereabout before it was hijacked, because it was like a carnival-like if you look at the first 2 weeks. And we faulted the government at that time. If the president had addressed the issue, it was not Buhari that caused brutality of SARS. So the idea of saying let's end President Muhammadu Buhari government does not suffice. what we are supposed to do is to show purposeful leadership, address the grievances of the people. And in no distant time, the government actually banned SARS at that time. But the people feel that they should be more engaged than just outright ban. That if you ban SARS, for example, are you going to bring people from the sky? Is it not within the same Nigerian police force that you recruit people or deploy people to special squad? So these are the issue. The federal government inability to address the situation frontally and right on time at that time actually degenerated, and the case snowballed, and we had the destruction, wanton destruction of property as a result of the military shooting at Lekki. What people are now saying is that, oh, we can't just allow the blood of these people to just go down the drain. We need to commemorate such occasion. It might not necessarily be protest, but just to commemorate in form of anniversary. It could be a peaceful procession. What the law made provision for is that police cannot prohibit protest. Police is even supposed to provide security for people that are protesting.
Has that been the case here?
That has not been the case. The government has done everything within its power to criminalize peaceful protests in Nigeria. So even if we are going to do procession, even if we are going to commemorate the occasion, how do we ensure that it does not snowball into a violent situation? Because Lagos state government is afraid. The security in Lagos is on a red alert that we can't have that type of wanton destruction because Lagos has not recovered. If it were to be some state in Nigeria that experience such, they may never recover. And I tell you this morning, there are some businesses right from October 20, when the issue started last year, have never recovered. A lot of businesses has recovered, they have moved on. But there are some smaller businesses that have never recovered, and the hope of recovering is slim. So let us weigh the two options. We need to commemorate the occasion. We must do that peacefully. And police too must not show any form of brutality, because if you disallow the people from protesting, you are breeding anarchy. Because whether we like it or not, let us leave what Yowore is saying. After all, Yowore was not at the center of this NSAS protest. It was a protest against police assault and brutality against innocent citizens, not against any government. What we only wanted at that time was a government to show cause. But Tayo, come to think of it, almost a year later, a year after, what have we been able to do? Some of the panel of inquiry that were set up, we are made to understand that fund is ample adequate justice in form of compensation. Some of them have concluded their work, but the government is saying that they don't have money.
What of the demands from the protesters then?
The demand have never been met. Of course, the government at that time disbanded SARS, which was like a welcome development. But what we see have,
the
we had
brutality, is it still on?
We reported the case here, I think about 2 weeks ago, of police brutality.
Police practically beg for money on the street. The friendly ones amongst them would tell you in practical terms, okay, just give us something, we need to eat.
Yes. For how long are we going to continue like this? We need a kind of holistic reform of the Nigerian police force. The police force that will be people oriented. The interest of the police should be centered around the people. But let's also talk about welfare. The welfare of the police is close to zero in the country today. Because if you look at the issue of welfare, the issue of recruitment, how do they get recruited, even to special forces? You know, at the time we were reviewing the situation and we saw the vacuum that was created by the disbandment of SARS. The inability of the police to swiftly respond to cases of crime in the land. But this is what we have brought upon ourselves. Money is being voted. Go to police barracks that are around us, for example. You look at the sorry state of the whole structure and you begin to wonder, how can people reside in this environment and behave normal when they come to duty? So these are the issue. The government must address this issue, reform the police entirely, apart from recruitment, make it conducive, make it convenient, make it more professional. Let it be a kind of profession that people want to love. A police that will be friend of the people in the true sense of it.
Thank you, Osinu Dumo. A development economist, Dr. Tayo Bello, says with the present level of the external debt of this country, every citizen in this country currently owes 64,000 naira, 684 naira. Okay, that is one. We have another one here that talks about anti-open grazing. We'll look at some of these things when we return from this break.
Babe, I can't believe I won't see you again till next week. I've really missed you.
Nah, I miss you more.
That's impossible because I miss you more.
Me, I miss you like Ilode.
Oh my. Wow, babe, we've been talking for like forever. Oh yeah. Time to hang up.
No, you hang up.
Okay. Let's hang up on 3.
Okay.
1, 2,
3.
You didn't hang up.
Neither did you, Joe.
That's because I don't want to stop hearing your voice.
Aw, babe.
Your pillow talk doesn't have to end when you talk all day long for just 11 co per second to all networks. Dial star 311 hash to get talking right away.
Glow Unlimited.
Center Fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, not Center Fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. Yes, I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I got confidence. Center Fresh. The correct chewing gum, not Center Fresh. No darling with Center Fresh. Center Fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness.
ó fẹ́ bẹ́gbẹ́ pé kó láwùjọ àwọn kòsíkòsí gbogbo ìgbà kó sì máa gbọ́ bùkátà pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn. ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing cooperative investment credit society limited ladò bá ní mọ́tòsí tí ń bá ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀la nílànà káràkátà àwọn kò ṣeé mọ̀ ní ojoojúmọ́ bíi herbal food supplement àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. bẹ́ẹ̀ lè tó ẹ̀yáwó ọlọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan dúró dè ọ́ bó ṣe ń darapọ̀ mẹ́gbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing tí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá sì darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pẹ̀lú owó yín ó máa jèrè tabua lóṣooṣù. bákan náà ni gbogbo ẹni tó bá dókòwò pẹ̀lú wa láti sin yìí ló máa gbẹ̀bùn fáànù jẹnẹrétọ̀ tẹlifíṣàn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. èyí wà fájọyọ̀ bá a ṣe ń pín ọdún kan lóṣù October ọdún tá a wà yìí. ẹ kàn sí multilevel marketing ní health concern building lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ MRS filling station nítòsí Bishop Phillips Academy Ìwó Road Ìbàdàn. àtẹ̀kálẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wa ní Stanbic Bank building Niger West area Challenge Ìbàdàn pé 090-5000-4816 090-5000-4816.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bi mí ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jẹ owó tó tówó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tó nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
mú àlárẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo INT'L Recharge and Blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà. ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù December ọdún 2021 fún àlàyé síwájú sí testa 444*4#.
INT'L, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9 Break It On newspaper review reaching you live. Osiri Dumo is right here. And I took this headline from Premium Times before we took that break. Anti-open grazing. It doesn't make sense to enact law without enforcement. Nigerian governor. And I saw the picture of the Edo State governor there, Obaseki. And let me quote him. He said, to sign a law is very easy. It doesn't make sense to put out a law that cannot be enforced.
Yes.
What could be impeding enforcement of this law?
Yes, there are so many factors. We have the constitution says that there shall be a federal police force that is centrally controlled from Abuja, a unitary kind of policing system that we have, which means that states do not have their own police to enforce some of this law. And you know that the federal government is at variance with some of this law because the government tends to be on the side of open grazing, indiscriminate grazing of cow. And some of the governors are saying that, oh, this is causing a lot of security situation in our state and we need to address the issue. I think that is what the Edo State governor mean by saying that, because it is not just enough to enact law. The will to enforce the law. We have so many extant law in the country. Our problem is not even the law, really. I don't think there's any law that says that your cow can come to my premises and graze. It's just about common sense. It's just about some people feel that they are always the landlord while they regard other people as the tenant. Now let's come a bit to the other side. Obaseki was part of the 17 governors of the southern Nigeria. This is what we always have. Has he raised this concern in the southern governors meeting?
Or did he raise it?
Or did he raise it at that time? Because they would just come to the other time. Umai was saying that what they agree at the meeting cannot work. The other time, when the meeting was hosted by Enugu State government, we have governors in the east that did not come for that meeting.
What are these guys afraid of?
I don't know. We are talking about political will. If you think that this cannot work, let it be expressly stated. It looks like backstabbing. After coming to a meeting, you have agreed, and all of a sudden, stylishly, you have to pull out due to lack of enforcement. Ondo State put the law in place. Side by side, Tayo, it's not even the law.
Okay.
It is the message. Message. Of course, we see cattle roam our streets, but the message is very clear.
Austin, you need to make this clear to us. We can't have an anti-open grazing law in place, and enforcement is zero. Implementation is zero. We can't implement it. Why is that so?
See, the federal government of today is impeding implementation and enforcement of that law.
So
look
we are blaming the federal government.
Of course, yes.
The states are what you refer to as a toothless bulldog. Is that what you're saying?
That is what it's looking like. But thank God, some of these states are gradually finding their voice, because the subnational need to be strengthened. State is a critical component of the federating unit. So we have to get that very clearly. Apart from the issue of enforcement, when a law is put in place, of course, whether we like it or not, the tension has reduced. Somehow. We still have them. Because on Sunday, I still saw cow around the street. If I mention the area, the people there will attest to it. You understand?
Why don't you say it? Why don't you mention it?
I saw around Ogungbade in Ibadan, around Adeji, the second phase of Adeji in Ogungbade. People around that area, they know this. Large number. They were moving around the area, defecating on the streets. We still have them, but we need to start somewhere. So let us embrace this. We are not saying that we are against the businesses of certain people, but we are looking at a saner means of cattle breeding that is in conformity with global best practice.
If we do not implement these laws, fine, to an extent it has worked, yes. But if we do not implement it, don't you think it will get to a point that we go back to the way it was?
See, Bemi, let's first of all put the law in place. Sooner or later, implementation will come. If today government is against implementation, the government cannot be there forever.
Won't later be too late?
No, there is no better time to do the right thing. There is no later time to do the right thing. So once it is the right thing, it is never late. So we are having a government that is almost like on the side of what the people do not want. The Attorney General of the Federation will come and speak a line in favor of these particular people. They will tell you that, the Constitution permits anybody to live anywhere and do business anywhere.
This is looking like motion without progress.
Not minding the fact that there is no right that is absolute under the Constitution. The Constitution guarantees free movement. But by the time your free movement encroaches into my premises,
free movement of what?
You have trespassed. It says that free movement of human goods and what have you. But we are looking at the detrimental activity that this poses a grave danger to humanity. We are not saying that businesses should stop. We are talking about diversification into the agri sector. We see people who labor for 365 days, and within the twinkle of an eye, this labor will just go down the drain. And the government have come to say that because they have the right, governors have the right. Because under the Land Use Act, governors are the direct owners and manager of our land. The only land that belongs to the president and the federal government is the FCT. So we are looking at it. We must find a way to amicably cohabit, to coexist as a people of this country without anybody lording it over the other. Okay. So the excuse of the Edo State governor is not tenable. He was part of that arrangement. He backed out for whatever reason. So this excuse is too parochial as far as we are concerned.
Okay. Let's quickly, before we open the phone lines, let's quickly talk about this particular report that Olutayo is so interested in. Maybe is willing to pay. There's a report here that says, with the present level of Nigeria's external debt, every Nigerian citizen in the country is currently indebted to the tune of $157 or 64,684 naira. According to a development economist, Dr. Tayo Bello, it is worrisome as the borrowing rate is alarming and does not reflect in physical infrastructure that can repay the loans. I've heard Nigerians say, as far as I am concerned, personally, I do not owe anybody.
You think you are not owing, but if your father is owing, for example, you are indirectly.
But this is not your father.
You are indirectly owing. Today, the president is the father of the nation.
How do you refer to? Don't you refer to Nigeria as your
country?
Your fatherland
is owing on our behalf.
Not your father.
Is amassing the wealth. On a more serious note, I think we are in a dire economic situation. That's the truth of the matter. You know, if we are owing around $157 per person, and in the budget of 16.39 trillion, the provision for you and I individually in that budget by the government is around $189. You understand? Which means that the money the government has earmarked to take care of me for 1 year is $189. By me, the government is just multiplying poverty in the land. I think we need to think outside the box. Let there be fiscal discipline. Of course, we are gradually getting to a situation where we have to call ourselves to order. The government budgeted 134 billion for the National Assembly. That is statutory. Then 100 billion for constituency project. As the constituency project worked, which means that members of the National Assembly alone will spend 234 billion naira in the 2022 budget. Now we talk about inability to meet our revenue projection, which is staring everyone in the face. What is the government supposed to do? To prove down this expenditure, to look at these areas. If when we had money, you voted 100 billion for constituency project, now we cannot meet our revenue projection. Now we lack money. Why must you still budget the same amount? The maintenance of presidential air fleet for 2022 will go up a little over 12 billion naira. Does that suggest or does that send message to people that we are in a dire strait financially?
All right, the lines are open now. 0705 5000 949 009 7000 949 to join the conversation in the studio. The lines are live. Okay, Austin Udumo, you're talking about how we can manage.
Yes, we can manage our resources. One, let's look for a way to make more money. And the little we are making, let us reduce our expenses to accommodate and conform with current economic reality. We don't have so much money and we are spending so much. It means that we are eating into the future. That is what it practically means.
Okay, 0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949. You can also drop your comments on YouTube because we are live on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. Let me reel out the phone numbers once again: 0705 5949 and 0809 7009. Let's quickly talk about Ekiti State. Shegun Oni says is running next year.
Yes, it's part of his right. He has done one time inconclusively. He was removed along the line. So
feels a need to come back to have a full term.
He needs to come back to have a full term. It depends on the people. The election is still next year. Of course, indirectly, electionary has started, political has started. Let's see whether he can even get his party ticket. He has gone back to the PDP. Let's see whether he can get his party ticket. And let's see at the end of the day whether the people will vote for him.
Okay, and anyway, 0809 700949. Okay, 0705 500949. That is the number. 0705 500949. That's the number to call to join the conversation this morning. And also, I think there was one headline. The president or vice president talked yesterday about how he said something about how the dollar or the naira is artificially low in quotes, and of course people have been reacting to that.
That it can be further devalued to attract foreign investment. How many foreign investments have we been able to attract
so far?
You know, when you borrow excessively, indirectly you have devalued your naira. What the president said, if you look at it critically in a real economy, you could see or say that the vice president means well. But in practical terms, with the Nigeria peculiar situation, it cannot work. Foreign investors cannot come alone because the naira or the currency is devalued. What about the issue of insecurity? The government knows that there is serious insecurity in the land today. How many people want to come? We that are Nigerians, how many of us want to put our money in this type of economy? You understand? That is the issue we are making. If there is no security situation that is worse now in the country, we can talk about devaluation of naira to attract foreign investors. But today investors are no longer coming. Even Nigerian businesses are folding up because of the hostile economic environment as a result of government policies and programs. And the vice president also talked about the CBN, that their policy on forests should be remodified in such a way that it will be more people-centered with a view of bringing in stability into the forest market. He talks about intervention because there is a collusion between the fiscal and the monetary policy of the government. The CBN have always told you they are doing well, but look at where there is conflict of interest. Some of the intervention undergone or that the CBN has always undergone, you discover that some of the ministry, agencies and department of government are the one that are supposed to carry them out. I don't know whether you understand. This idea of intervention, CBN is intervening in terms of anchor borrower, boosting investment, boosting agriculture and what have you. So let the government, if this is the case, that those in government are working at cross purpose, that is not the fault of an average Nigeria. Let there be a kind of alignment. We have always talked about that. Fiscal policy alone cannot deliver the dividends of democracy that we want. We need a kind of robust monetary policy to accompany it. Now we have a steady or a seemingly good monetary policy, but the fiscal aspect is lacking behind. Let the government come together as a matter of policy to harmonize their position with the view of serving the common man to deliver the dividends of democracy. If we are able to do that, I think as a country we'll be able to move forward. But the idea of devaluation of the currency again, I think it will be counterproductive because it has never really attracted investor to Nigeria. Why? The reason is obvious: because of insecurity in the country.
Okay, let's quickly go back to Nigeria and loans. The World Bank has said Nigeria and some other countries refused to participate in a temporary suspension of debt service payments due to concerns about future access to debt and credit rating downgrades.
Yes, which means that Nigeria, we are talking about that. The literary interpretation of this for the layman, for example, is that Nigeria still want to continue to borrow. You know, if you harness this window by the World Bank, it shows that in future rating, as far as debt accumulation is concerned, it will affect the country. And the country is saying no. Even if you are giving us the opportunity to suspend debt servicing, we are not going to take it because we still continue to borrow. But today we are spending bulk of our revenue on debt servicing, yet we are still piling up debts. We are applying for fresh loan and we are getting fresh loan. And some of these loans, some of them do not directly go into critical infrastructure. They go more into recurrent. And how can we grow like this? Because recurrent does not grow the economy. It is infrastructure, investment in infrastructure, especially critical infrastructure, that has the capacity to repay some of this loan that will make us to grow, jumpstart, and rejig the economy, for example.
Okay, we have to leave the studio now. Thank you, Austin Odumo, for showing up.
Thank you.
The other time, Bemi said she would like to pay her own debt.
I did not say that. You actually
just
said
about
that.
63,000 naira.
63,000. Perhaps the government should throw it open.
Not too big for someone.
Maybe
like
there are some women in Nigeria who may want to pay off. But
like
who do we pay
Olutayo
to?
Gwade.
And how do we ensure that whatever we pay at the end of the day will not be reluted?
So, no one should brag and pride himself in that. I'm not owing anybody. I don't owe anybody. You owe.
No, the government is making us to owe.
The government owes.
The government is making us to owe. Thank you, Austin Odumo.
Thank you.
All right, we have to leave the studio now. We sincerely apologize. You couldn't, make your contributions today, but something would be done about that tomorrow. And join us tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. My name is Bimi Sola Shoyemi.
Join Auntie Yellow at 7 o'clock for Smart Kids Show. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning.